The token shop will be landing in Marvel Snap early next week as a way for us to get specific cards we're looking to add to our collections, and with it, it's also going to be bringing 16 new Marvel Snap cards in Series 4 and Series 5. Today I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 cards I'm going to be keeping an eye out for in my own token shop that I think are going to bring me lots of deck building joy. Let's go ahead and dive on into it. Coming in at number 5 on my Series 4 and 5 cards I'm going to be keeping an eye out for in my token shop is Agent Coulson. Agent Coulson has some obvious synergy with the Collector Moon Girl Dino deck as another avenue to fill your hand with extra cards to beef up both Collector and Dino. But I think in general, Agent Coulson's probably one of the most flexible cards in this drop. 4 stats for 3 energy is an all-right rate, and I think his ability to fill your curve out on turns 4 and 5 has value. The fact that these cards are randomly generated also means the output range of what your opponent needs to play around in a given spot is going to give you snap equity, I think, to win cubes that you wouldn't otherwise get with something like a Stray Claw or an Enchantress, for example, that your archetype wouldn't otherwise be playing. This is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Coming in at number 4 on my list is Bast. I'm only rating this card at number 4 because it's going to be kind of narrow in its application, but I think it's going to be really powerful in that narrow application. Specifically, Bast seems like it's going to be excellent inside of the Mr. Negative shell. That deck plays things like Mystique, Iron Man, Ironheart, Mr. Negative himself, even Angela, all these cards that would love to have 3 points of power to start with. I think this card's often going to add close to double digits worth of stats to the cards you're playing out over the course of the game, which is just an absolutely incredible rate for a 1 energy play. Coming in at number 3 on the top cards I'm going to be looking for is Shuri here. She basically creates a new one of those packages I look for when building decks in Marvel Snap that can slot into a lot of places. She curves very eloquently into Black Panther, our current season pass card, but I think she's also excellent with a variety of other 5-drops. You know, a 6-power Professor X is going to surprise snag a lot of paths that 3-power couldn't. A 12-power Gamora gets doubled up into a 24-power Gamora, and any of these big 5-drops get followed up really nicely by something like Taskmaster or Arnim Zola, giving you a lot of stats in a lot of places in a very flexible manner, since Shuri doesn't have to be in the same path as the thing she's doubling up the following turn. Coming in at number 2 on the cards we keep an eye out for in my token shop is Valkyrie. Potent on reveal effect here, set all cards at this location to 3 power. This is a very powerful disruptive effect. Feels similar to the vein of others like Shang-Chi or Enchantress that are flexible and go into a variety of decks. Now, it is worth noting that she does cost 5 energy, a little bit more than those others, but if you play Valkyrie out as the 4th card to a location where both sides are full, you set it to an even 12, meaning if you can easily break that parity with something like a Blue Marvel or a Claw or a Mr. Fantastic, she could give you a pretty easy win in a single path, which seems potent when you could be taking down your opponent's largest threats in order to accomplish this. The card I'm most looking forward to keeping an eye out for in my token shop is She-Hulk. I think her power, and more importantly, the flexibility of the number of different decks she can be played in, is really going to make her a fantastic pickup for anybody looking for new competitive tools. Specifically here, her cost is 1 less for each unspent energy on the previous turn, works profitably with cost-setting card Wave in a similar manner to Death does currently. Wave, for those not familiar, is a 3 energy, 3 power card that on reveal sets cards in both players' hands to 4 next turn. The way this interfaces with She-Hulk is relatively straightforward. If you play Wave on turn 5, having 2 unspent energy, the following turn She-Hulk will be set to 4 in your hand, and then she'll reduce her cost by 2, that unspent energy, meaning you get to play She-Hulk out for 2 energy and 10 stats, and then Wave made all the rest of the cards in our hand cost 4, so you get to play any other card out of any cost from your hand alongside the 10 power that She-Hulk provides. This 1-2 punch giving you flexibility to play She-Hulk and Magneto, She-Hulk and Arrow, She-Hulk and Doctor Doom, She-Hulk and whatever ruins your opponent's day. Seems like it's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and She-Hulk plus Wave is a 2-card 1-2 punch that can slot into a lot of different shells. And it seems like it's going to be a very potent package that you're definitely going to have to be thinking about in your games once this card is out. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. What'd you think of my recommendations here for the most powerful cards to keep an eye out for from Series 4 and Series 5? If you enjoyed them, make sure you tap that like button. If you disagree with any of them, I'd love to hear your thoughts in a comment down below. Also, if you'd like to hear me break down all 16 cards with a quick review of each of them, I'm going to link to my 30 to 60 second review of all the new cards in this video description, as well as up around over here. You can click as well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing as well. I post Marvel Snap game news, updates, and highlights here 7 days a week, and you wouldn't want to miss anything. I'd love to see you back again. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks.